Hello BookTube, welcome back to the History Shelf. My name is Peg and today is June 26th and it is my birthday. Woo! Sound effects, insert sound effects here. But really, normally I don't make any type of big, foo-for-all about birthdays, but I kind of went on a bit of a book buying spree the last couple of weeks, figuring it's my birthday month and it's for my birthday. And let's just be honest, that is one big fat juicy rationalization. But whatever you want to call it, I'm here today with my birthday book haul. Some of these books I've seen on other booktubers channels and I've been curious about them and have wanted them for a little while now. And so in conjunction with some sales that I've noticed on Amazon, sometimes they'll have the little green sticker below a product that'll say 3 for 2, buy 3 for the price of 2. They had those for books, and so I kind of did some keyword searches and found some books, and some of the books in my shopping cart that were part of a 3 for 2 deal. So I thought I would show you some of those that I bought. Some of the books had to coincided with, well, we'll start with this then. Coincided with the death of a very prominent author who I've never read, but everyone has talked about on BookTube. There's haters, there's lovers, and I'm agnostic because I've never read any of his works, and that is Cormac McCarthy. But the book that sounded the most interesting to me during all these YouTube or BookTube videos that I've watched over time was Blood Meridian. Well, luckily, as part of the Amazon 3 for 2, I picked up 3 books by Cormac McCarthy. And I'm sure a lot of you will chime in below if you are Cormac McCarthy fans or haters and tell me, if I've chosen the right ones or the wrong ones or whatever. But yeah, so I really wanted to read Blood Meridian. And so I picked this up as part of the 3 for 2 deal that Amazon had recently. The subtitle is Or the Evening Redness in the West, and this is the 25th anniversary edition by Vintage. It's a Vintage press book. I just figured, I didn't get on the bandwagon while the guy was still alive, so I do want to scope out his work. So I'm really happy I picked this one up. The next one I really wanted to read, because I thought it might appeal to my interest maybe, is No Country for Old Men. And if I like it enough, I might watch the movie. I don't know. Again, it was a buy 3 for 2. So the third one I picked up, so we got No Country for Old Men. And then this one I guess is really controversial, or it's a hot sticking point with many people debating whether it's a good book or not. So I thought I'd form my own opinion, and that's The Road. You know it. So yeah, maybe I think these 3 lean towards the darker side, and that's probably where my reading interests lie. I don't know why. Probably because as a history reader, and I've told you many times on this channel that, majoring in history but minoring in a minor degree in evil dictators, despots, and just, tyrants throughout history. I do have some type of fascination with the battle of good versus evil. In this case, that's like the darker side of humanity. So, not that I like it, but, how can you avoid that? And how can you combat it? So, I picked up 3 for the price of 2 on Amazon. Yay, happy birthday, me. To me, a birthday is just like any other day. But it gives me an excuse to show off all these books to you guys. So and then this one I picked up, that marked down, it's about $16 on Amazon. But I saw this on Johnny Keen's channel, and he has been reading it, and I asked him on his channel that I was interested in this book, and he says I would highly recommend it. It's good for personal growth and spiritual growth. So thank you, Johnny. I did pick up A Theology of the Christian Life. Imitating and Participating in God by Christopher RJ Holmes. And this is a Baker academic imprint. I believe this might have been, you can pick it up at Reformation Heritage Books. I just decided, I think it was a little bit cheaper on Amazon. So this book there's a lot of blurbs on the back, so I don't really have a synopsis for you. But, it says, this book demonstrates how the doctrines of the triune God and the divine attributes shape our understanding of the Christian life. It's a slim volume, which it's good. This is good, like bedtime reading, and I can kind of get through this. With these type of books, I do like to underline and mark up things because I come back to them. Let's see what some of the chapters are. The existence of God and the Christian life. Chapter 2 is the manner of God's existence in the Christian life. Number 3 is perfection in the Christian life. Then there's infinity in the Christian life, immutability in the Christian life. Okay, so I'm really happy to have this now. So it's for my birthday. A couple of Penguin classics that I picked up. These were 2 books that I've also seen on Johnny Keene's channel. Johnny, your #1 fan out there. Well, you've got a lot of #1 fans, so let's face it. I'm not special. But I've seen Johnny pick these books up over time and read them, and I think one he has finished, or maybe he's finished both of them by now. But I was really intrigued by this title, and it's a work of fiction, and I do like literature in translation. That's been a really big area of focus for me lately when it comes to reading, like, you know, world literature, contemporary literature, things like that. But I've been finding that works in translation are really appeal to me. People just writing from another viewpoint, another culture, another country. This is the Book of Disquiet by Fernando Pessoa. Very, very gripping cover, because you don't really know what the hell's happening here. This guy's like, is he being shot in the back? I mean, what's happening? He's just, you know, it's disquieting, I guess it is. So, yeah, so I picked this up because I was just really intrigued by what Johnny thought of it. But I've seen it on other channels as well. So it says here, Fernando Pessoa was many authors in one. He attributed his prolific writings to a wide range of alternate selves, each of which had a distinct biography, ideology, and horoscope. When he died in 1935, Pessoa left behind a trunk filled with unfinished and unpublished writings, among which were the remarkable pages that make up his posthumous masterpiece, the Book of Disquiet, an astonishing work that, in George Steiner's words, gives to Lisbon the haunting spell of Joyce's Dublin or Kafka's Prague. So, yeah, there's notes at the back. This looks great. Nice, big, juicy, long intro. It's edited, it's edited and translated by Richard Zenith, I should say. So I indulged myself with that. And then another Penguin classic that I've had in my cart a while, and I've just been waiting for a sale like this. It was $15, but finally got it. Thank you to Johnny as well, because I first saw it on your channel. And this is Johan Petereckermans' Conversations with Gerta. Bit thicker than the other book. I kind of got interested in Gerta a little bit more lately after I read Jena 1800, and it was a very slim volume, history of a group of philosophers in Germany. It was Germany, Jena. And Gerta was kind of on the periphery of the circle, but he was looked at as like the, you know, the high god of like thinking and philosophy and literature. So I highly recommend that book, and it's pronounced Jena. I was pronouncing it Jenna, but it's actually pronounced Jena. So Jena, 1800. What is the name of the author? Escapes me or eludes me right now, but it's on my shelf in another room, most likely. So I wanted to kind of dip into Gerta a little bit more, and this one sounded very interesting. says here, by the turn of the 19th century, the poet, novelist, and thinker Johann Wolfgang von Gerta was one of the most famous people in the world. In 1823, he became friend and mentor to the young writer Johan Eckermann, who for the last 9 years of Goethe's life recorded their wide-ranging conversations on art, literature, science, and philosophy. This rich portrait of Germany's literary elder statesman, now in its first new translation for over 150 years, gives a fascinating glimpse into a great mind, as well as many insights and invaluable lessons about life. So very neat, kind of like almost like diary entries, you know. I love stuff like this. It just takes you into another world, another time. Aha! And here they mention Jena. It says Weimar, Thursday the 2nd, Weimar, Thursday, October 2nd, 1823. I came over from Jena yesterday, blessed by very fine weather. I had no sooner arrived than Gerta sent me a season ticket to the theater by way of welcoming back to Weimar. I spent yesterday sorting out my domestic arrangements. They were very busy at Gerta's house anyway, as the French ambassador from Frankfurt, Count Reinhard, and the Prussian state councillor Schultz from Berlin had come to visit him. But I did go to see Gerta this morning. He was pleased to see me back and was all charm and kindness. As I made to leave, he said that he would like to introduce me first to State Councillor Schultz. He led me into the next room where I found the gentleman in question studying some works of art. Gerta introduced me, then left us alone to talk. And then it goes into his discussion with Schultz. So, but this is the quality of the manner of, or the types of entries that you would see in this book. So just, fly on the wall type of stuff. I love it. So, pick that up. Woo, I got some heavy-duty books coming at you. And these were very impulsive buys, but they're, in a manner of speaking, a way for me to, when I have more time, at some point in the future, I want to do like a crash course in the major streams of philosophical thought. And really just study the progression of philosophy in different, Western, Eastern, whatever, but mostly I think stemming from Europe, and trying to understand, especially the German philosophy. Should I get into that now, or maybe since I've already jumped the shark, let's do it. So these books were part of the buy 3 for 2 on Amazon. Well, one of them wasn't. It's a 2-book set. Volume 1 was available, so I kind of included it, I think, with these two. These 2 books here, the Penguin Classics. I picked up this one to go with it. Volume 1 of Arthur Schopenhauer's The World as Will and Representation. Translated from the German by E.F.J. Payne. And it says in 2 volumes, and this is volume 1. It's put out by Dover Publications. Nothing, it's not like photocopied or anything like that. Like some of the more hard to find things, are really crappy font or anything. So this is very readable. So we'll see. We'll see how much of this I can grasp. But it says here that The World as Will and Representation is one of the most important philosophical works of the 19th century, the basic statement of one important stream of post-Kantian thought. It is without question Schopenhauer's greatest work, and conceived and published before the philosopher was 30, and expanded 25 years later, it is the summation of a lifetime of thought. For 70 years, the only unabridged English translation of this work was the Haldane-Kemp collaboration. In 1958, a new translation by E.F.J. Payne appeared, which decisively supplanted the older one. Payne's translation is superior because it corrects nearly 1,000 errors and omissions in the Haldane-Kemp translation, and it is based on the definitive 1937 German edition of Schopenhauer's work prepared by Dr. Arthur Hubscher. Payne's edition is the first to translate into English the text's many quotations in half a dozen languages, and Mr. Payne has provided a comprehensive index of 2,500 items. Wow. It is thus the most useful edition for the student or teacher. This book is over 500 pages. I just thought I should have this set because of my plan to do this type of deep dive, and also because it appears to be the edition to have, the unabridged one with all the corrections. So I picked up the Schopenhauer Volume 1, and then I picked up the Volume 2, which is definitely bigger. Volume 2, it's a bit thicker than that one, but anyway. So I picked up Volume 2. It has the same kind of description on the back. This one is almost 700 pages. So there's a lot here. Anyway, it was kind of an impulse buy, but at the same time, I know that I'm going to be... Like, there's a 2-volume set on the Christian faith by Friedrich Schleiermacher. I can say it just fine in my head. I cannot get the words out. Schleiermacher. That's it. He's another one I want to read. So, but, and he was leaning more towards the Christian faith. I don't think Schopenhauer was. I don't know. But anyway, if you know a lot about Schopenhauer, let me know in the comments below. That would be helpful. Okay, moving on. Where do I put my books? There we go. Then I got two big ones. Let's go back to like contemporary literature. Yes, I picked this up as part of a 3-for-2 sale, and also because I've seen so many different booktubers talking about this book. And I feel like I should know what's going on in the world of contemporary literature and the artsy-fartsy world of contemporary writing and literature. I've never read this author before, but I have seen this book on several booktubers' channels, including Johnny Keene's channel. This is Solenoid by Mircea Cartarescu, Murcia. Translated by Sean Cotter. So Solenoid. It's supposed to be really amazing. This was a Los Angeles Times Book Prizes finalist. And so what's this one about? I'll tell you. Based on Cartarescu's own experience as a high school teacher, Solenoid begins with the mundane details of a diarist's life and quickly spirals into a philosophical account of life, history, philosophy, and mathematics. I think that's why it appealed to me at the same time that I was shopping and getting these. So I was like, oh, maybe this will appeal to me. Okay. The novel is grounded in the reality of Romania in the late 1970s and early 1980s, including frightening healthcare, the absurdities of the education system, and the misery of family life, while on a broad scale, Solenoid's investigations of other universes, dimensions, and timelines attempt to reconcile the realms of life and art. The text includes sequences in a tuberculosis preventorium, encounters with an anti-death protest movement, a society of dream investigators, and an extended visit to the minuscule world of dust mites living on a microscope slide. One character asks another, when you rush into the burning building, will you save the newborn or the artwork? Combining fiction with autobiography and history, Nikola Tesla and Charles Hinton, for example, appear alongside the Voynich manuscript. Solenoid searches for escape routes through the alternate dimensions of life and art as various monstrous realities erupt within the present. So yeah. So I took the bait. I bit, and I picked up Solenoid. All of your thoughts and opinions are welcome in the comments below. And then this one I'd had in my cart for a little bit. And it was also part of the 3-for-2, so I felt this was the the prime time to pick up some of these items. Just taking off the shrink wrap, but it's beautiful. I think I got it for like $12. $12. Now I have this gentleman's other book. What is it? Actions have consequences, or no, ideas have consequences. So this is Richard M. Weaver, and this is a beautiful Liberty Fund edition. So I didn't buy it from Liberty Fund. It was just even more cheap on Amazon. So if you're interested, check it out on Amazon. This is a big, beefy tome, and it's called In Defense of Tradition, Collected Shorter Writings of Richard M. Weaver, 1929 to 1963. Printed by Liberty Fund. You can see, Liberty Fund. So I have his major work, Ideas Have Consequences. And here he is right here. It's a beautiful book. So this, we have like a section 1, so they're all obviously his shorter writings and essays. Section 1 covers life and family. Section 2, the critique of modernity. So yeah, you can just dip in and out. You don't have to read this sequentially. Section 3 is on education topics. Section 4 is on rhetoric and sophistic. Section 5, the humanities, literature, and language. A section on politics. Another one on history, which would be fantastic. Ooh, looks good. And Section 8, the South. Interesting. Okay. That's right, because he was from the South. Wasn't he? Didn't he write something about... Oh, I thought he wrote a collection of stuff on the... I think he's Southern. But anyway, I'll get back to you on that. So then I picked up this one. $12. So... should I show you one more? Because you know what, guys, I'm just going to be frank with you. You're going to be seeing a lot of book hauls this week. Because I've been selectively buying things that I want to have in my library to keep. You know, meaty stuff, you know, like this. Gerta, de Schopenhauer, you know, serious literature. Book of Disquiet. I mean, will we call Cormac McCarthy serious literature? I'm honestly letting you guys know I don't have a pony or a dog in this race or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I have to just read and tell you what I think because I have no idea what I'm getting into. But I'm sure a lot of you have an opinion, and I would be tickled just to read your opinions and say, ooh, you know, yay, nay, or indifferent. Let me know. I think I will show you one more book here. Why not? It's a book from Princeton University Press. Yay! But I bought it used, but it was still pretty pricey because it was hard to find. I think it's out of stock. I think this paperback version is out of stock on the Princeton website. So I went looking for third party. Came in this handy dandy bag here. I think I paid about $18 for this, but the topic was just so dynamic and unique. And you're talking about, like, this title, I was just like, what? How do you make this come together? So I was intrigued. This is called Coping with Defeat, Sunni Islam, Roman Catholicism, and the Modern State. Okay? And it's by Jonathan Lawrence. So as you can see, a Princeton University Press book. It grabbed my attention. This came out in only a couple years ago, 2021. So I was able to find a very, like, used like new. I mean, I don't know. It looks it's brand new, but I paid almost 20 bucks for it. Where are we at? 24 minutes on this video. Coping with Defeat, presents a historical panorama of the Islamic and Catholic political religious empires, and exposes striking parallels in their relationship with the modern state. Drawing on interviews, site visits, and archival research in Turkey, North Africa, and Western Europe, Jonathan Lawrence demonstrates how, over hundreds of years, both Sunni and Catholic authorities experienced three major shocks and displacements: religious reformation, the rise of the nation-state, and mass migration. As a result, Catholic institutions eventually accepted the state's political jurisdiction and embraced transnational spiritual leadership as their central mission. Lawrence reveals an analogous process unfolding across the Sunni Muslim world in the 21st century. It's fascinating, isn't it? Identifying institutional patterns before and after political collapse, Lawrence shows how centralized religious communities relinquish power at different rates and times. Whereas early Christianity and Islam were characterized by missionary expansion, religious institutions forged in the modern era are primarily defensive in nature. They respond to the simple but overlooked imperative to adapt to political defeat while fighting off ideological challenges to their spiritual authority. Among Lawrence's findings is that the disestablishment of Islam, the doing away with Islamic affairs ministries in the Muslim world, would harm, not help with, reconciliation to the rule of law. Interesting. Examining upheavals in geography, politics, and demography, Coping with Defeat considers how centralized religions make peace with the loss of prestige. So that got me. That just hooked me in. Got lots of illustrations throughout. There's charts. I mean, there's going to be some academies in here. There's some Catholic bros. Yeah. It looks fantastic. Plot against the Caliphate, Islam, Catholicism, and the modern state. We've got nation state, Catholicism. There's a lot of charts in here too. So, I mean, this heavy on the details, heavy on the data. See what I'm saying? Okay, so I think this one I will lump in with my birthday my birthday book haul. And that's a lot. I don't even know if I can hold up these books for the thumbnail photo. I mean, I'll try without breaking my wrist, but anyway, guys, it looks like I should wrap this up and get this uploaded. Yeah, it's a 90-degree day here on my birthday. Never fails. By June 26th, it broils here in Colorado. So it's a hot summer day. But celebrating with Martine and celebrated with my sister yesterday. And I've got book reviews to write. But I'm trying to, have fun. I'll probably start banging out my book review tonight. Just set up on my bed and start typing. I have another one due tomorrow, but I'm going to try to enjoy this week and get you guys some more videos. I'm not going to lie, but I do have a new history on the horizon coming, because we've got brand new history that has not been published yet that I want to share with you. So that should be coming this week. I want to go through some theology books as well. Some theology I've picked up along the way. Used books. I've done some used book shopping. I can continue to find wonderful things. The other thing I'm doing this week is curating as much as I can and getting books sorted. This office is getting a redo. Once I get my book reviews done, I'm getting boxes of books together for donation. I'm getting some of the books that are still on my floor shelved, processed, moved where it needs to be, and then having a nice clean space again. So I just got really busy the last couple of months, and it's time to do some house cleaning. So yeah, so guys, let me know what you think of these books in the comments below. I do appreciate you coming by to celebrate with me on my birthday. Hope you're doing well out there and staying cool and staying safe. And until next time, BookTube, thank you. Thanks for being here, and we'll talk soon. Bye.